Hey YouTube, it's me Ashley, a girl and her flowers, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are having a beautiful, blessed, and pleasant day and are holding up well considering the times that we're in and just trying your hardest to be as positive as possible. Today we are going to talk about living your best life according to your own purpose and on your own terms. Before I get into that, if you don't follow me on Instagram, definitely go check out my Instagram, a girl and her flowers _. I just started the 30 days of happiness challenge. Every day I am posting something to try to encourage us to just live as positive as possible in these negative times, and just try to keep our minds set in a positive place, and so that we are not letting the negativity that's going on around us bring us down. So I actually took notes today. I'm super proud of myself. I'm really trying to be more organized when it comes to talking and doing my videos, because most of the time I really just sit here and just get to going and I just talk how things come up to me. But I decided this time I was going to take some notes and try to have a direction so that when I have those moments where I get kind of lost, I know where I am. And so like I said, we're going to be talking about living our best lives for ourselves. And so what made me get on the topic was to start with understanding the importance of living your life for yourself without waiting for permission from other people. So what I mean by that is, lately a lot of people have been asking me how I was able to lose the weight, how I was able to do a lot of different things without having a support system, without having my family here. Well, most of us put far too much weight on what other people feel and what other people think. If you look at life the way you should be looking at it, as though you came into this world by yourself, and for the most part, you need to be able to find the things that you need in order to flourish within yourself. So if you are looking for other people's approval, other people's opinions, or other people's support to uplift you, to help you make a decision on your life, it's truly not going to be a good thing, and there are multiple reasons for that. So a couple of the things that I wrote down as to why you shouldn't live your life for other people's opinion, or based on other people's feelings or opinions, is the main thing being that when you make life decisions that are not solely your decision and you've included other people in that decision, what you're doing is allowing your success or your failure to be in the hands of someone other than yourself, when solely it should be in your own hands. Mostly because you want to be able to look back and see what was wrong, and when you are when you are the only one in control of what's going on, it's easier to catch where you may have made a mistake. But when you are letting everybody else put their hand in the pot, who knows exactly where some negative energy came from, or where some failure happened, or where the success even came from. Because it could be that you cared so much about what other people had to say that you started to mold into what they thought was a good idea, or mold into what they thought you should be doing, or how you should be living your life. And before you know it, you can be successful as you want to be, but you want it to be, but you won't be yourself. So big reason why you shouldn't let other people's opinions and their feelings take a hold over your life, because you want to be the one in control of all of that. And then another reason is, no one really knows your story. No one knows your life, not fully and completely the way that you do. And that goes for family, that goes for friends, that goes for, every outside factor in your life. No one can really make a good decision for your life but you. And that's because you know your life better than anyone else. You know how you interpret certain situations. You know how you feel about certain things. You gather all of this information and you can make the best decisions for yourself, because you know more than anyone else may know. And other people's opinions are going to be based upon their lives and how they've lived their lives. So they can look at something as simple as, you guys know I love to give metaphors. So based on someone's life experience, they could look at a dog and feel nothing but fear from that, because their life experiences has taught them to do that. Or someone can look at a dog and see joy and feel a beautiful feeling based on that, because that's what their life experiences has brought them, how they see things. So when you start to care way too much about what other people feel, you aren't realizing how many influences you're allowing in your life. You may be thinking that you're allowing one person to help you out, but that one person comes with a whole set of influences that are going to become a part of what you have going on, and that may not necessarily be right for you. So another reason why you should not care so much or put so much weight into other people's opinions or how they feel. Okay, hold on. Okay, so then another thing, as I'm talking about living your best life for yourself according to your own purpose. So I kind of got a little bit decided to talk about this based on the conversation I was having with my fiance the other day about something she was talking about in school. And I've talked about this and I've touched on this topic in my single moms video, and I've touched on it before, but I want to just reiterate it. And especially for specific subgroups of people. So it's important for you to find your purpose in life and find what it is that makes you feel full, what it is that's going to bring you satisfaction, what it is that at the end of the day that you reflect back on your life, you can go, this is the accomplishment that I have. I lived for this moment. I lived for this thing, and it needs to be something within yourself. So your purpose in life cannot be your children. It cannot be your dream home. It cannot even be your spouse. Your purpose in life has to fall within yourself, because when you don't do that, and when you do allow your purpose to live to be something outside of you, what you're doing is creating a power in that item, that tangible or intangible thing. That means that when that thing that you're living for flaws and faults, meaning your kids move away and go to college, or your house needs a new roof, or your spouse isn't necessarily seeing eye to eye with you, when things start to go bad and when they start to flaw and when they start to go down with those things that you have decided have been your purpose for living, then you have nothing to live for when the things go bad, or when the arguments happen, or when your kids move away, or whatever is going on, and you place so much power in that thing, and when it's gone, the parents who have like really, really bad empty nest syndrome because they live for their children. And when they don't have those children anymore, then it's like, what do you have to live for? But you have to find a purpose within yourself so that you're constantly having something to live for, something to fight for, something to exist for. And it cannot be into someone else. It cannot be someone else's dream. It cannot be, you cannot live to see your children graduate from college, because what are you going to do when they graduate from college? There has to be a greater purpose. We have to be constantly looking for ways to better ourselves. Why change is so good. And I did a whole video on that, and I'm not going to get into that, but that is a part of finding your purpose, is understanding that your purpose can be an ever-changing thing. You can right now feel that I feel that my purpose is to spread joy via this method, this way, as much as I possibly can. But who's to say that 5 years from now my purpose won't be spreading joy in a different method, in a different way? But that is what change is about, and that is how you grow as a person, and that is how you continue to flourish and prosper as a person, because I look for my purpose within myself and not the things that are going on around me. And so once I've reached that point and know that it's important for me to continue to have a purpose in life, I'm going to continue to grow and expand on that, and I won't have to worry about my purpose moving out and going to college when it turns 18, because that is something within me. So it's important, and especially for parents, we lose sight of that. We have our children, and of course we want them to have the best lives they possibly can. We want them to have things that we did not have, and we want them to be happy and full, but we cannot live for them. And it's so important that we understand that we have to have a purpose outside of our children, outside of our 9-to-5 job, outside of whatever it is, that the small projects that we're working on. We have to have a purpose outside of that in order for us to become better humans and more, what's the word I'm looking for? fruitful person, someone who is fruitful and giving and sharing and able to teach and learn, and I mean everything, the constant change and the constant developing and the constant adjusting to life and being able to pick up and move on and push forward. It's all a part of becoming our best selves and living our best lives. And I know personally, it took me a while to understand what it was like to live my life outside my children. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to have a social life. I never wanted to be apart from my children. But then I realized that it was not healthy for me, because what you're doing when you start to decide that you're going to live for something else is you're putting all that power into that. You're also putting a lot of weight on that person, on that thing, and it's going to be when you make something like your children or your home your sole purpose to live, what's going to happen is it's almost going to become destined to fail, because to be the reason for life is a huge thing to be. And when you are another human being or another man-made thing, you are already imperfect from the moment you are born, or the moment that you're created imperfectly. So now this imperfect thing, this thing that is flawed, this thing that goes through life and needs to make mistakes, and needs to learn, and needs to have fixes and adjustments, and needs to have expansions and new floors and new clothes, this thing that is going to not be a perfect vessel, which nothing really is in this world except our God, of course, it's going to let you down. And that's because you've placed this huge weight on it. You've made this your purpose for life. So it's almost just like setting yourself up for some type of failure, because your kids are not going to always agree with you. They're not going to always make you feel good. They're not going to always make you happy. You know, your home, you may feel good when you walk in every day, but eventually you'll get tired of those walls. And that's why we are always redecorating or changing things up, because it's an imperfect thing, and it's always going to be something that you're going to be working on. You're always working on your relationship with your spouse. You're always working on your relationship with even your home or your family or your friends. And when they become your reason for life, you might as well just not even have a reason. You might as well just decide that your piggy bank is your reason for life, because you're placing so much power into something imperfect. And you guys know when I get into like really talking and then I start to go here, there, and everywhere, and I'm really trying to stay on top of that. But with that being said, because you see how I'm transitioning? Because everything kind of leads to something else. Okay, anyway. So with that being said, and not wanting to make these people and these items and these vices your reason for living, you have to also, in order to live the best life possible, understand other people's roles in your life. So, I know you've all heard the term, you better know your place, or it's important that you know your place, and somebody needs to know their role in your life. Well, you need to understand other people's roles in your life. And what I mean by that is you need to understand where people are as far as priorities in your life, how much power you're going to put into their feelings, their lives, their behaviors, because truly when you have, someone a part of your life, whether it be a child or a family member, everything that they do, in a sense, in some way, will somehow impact you. Because if they make a decision to become a more positive person, then in turn, there's more positivity coming into your life, versus if they make a decision to do something more negatively, then in turn, more negativity comes into your life. So it's important to understand other people's roles in your life so that you can determine how much weight what they have going on is going to weigh down on what you have going on. And I got to that part of this conversation really based on something completely off of even this. So I don't get like too personal, probably won't, but it bless you. You guys know I don't edit, so my fiance sneezed and we're just gonna go with it. So, but that's good because it's funny, I was about to talk about her. So, in thinking about our relationship and strengthening our relationship and making sure that we are going to be a successful marriage and have a successful future, I was thinking about the way in which I interpret how she loves me. So, really quick, I'm not going to get too much into the 5 love languages because I've talked to you guys about this before, but I realized a flaw that was happening with us is that I kept looking at her, expecting her to love me in the way in which I loved her. Now, that doesn't mean, and it wasn't happening. That doesn't mean that she doesn't love me, because I know that I'm extremely I am so loved. I can't even, I'll start blushing if I get too into it, but I'm so loved. But I am not loved in the same way in which I give love. And it's important that we understand the differences and know that even though they may not be the same, they are still equal. So I can love her this way in which I love her, and I show my love to her this way. It doesn't make that way superior or inferior to the way in which that she loves me. It is her way of doing that. So getting back to what I was talking about and other people's feelings and other people's, how it plays a role in your life, is that you can literally cause yourself so much stress looking at people and expecting them to do things in which the way that you've decided they should be done. Now, hopefully that makes sense to you, because when I said it yesterday to my fiance in like a love way, it almost sounded kind of confusing. But what that means is that you have to understand people's roles in your life, but also understand that their differences and how their uniqueness is a good thing for you, and how it's a beneficial thing for you to have all of these different things going on. Because what we do when we're doing that, when we're expanding our horizons and we're understanding the roles of people that people play in our lives and how different they are, and what you want to have is as many people, genuine, positive, good people with different qualities that are offering different things to your life in order to help you expand your knowledge and expand your capabilities in the way that you are able to interpret different situations. So, and why all of these things are good and why it's good that you're understanding these roles is because you can have someone in your life who is doing something for you that is so amazing, so beneficial. You haven't prioritized this person. You haven't really sat and took the time to think about the role in which this person plays in your life. So because the way they may be going about it isn't something that you know, or something that you're used to, or something you've even set to think about and talk about, and you may be interpreting it completely incorrectly. So another example, as I give like a more personal example, if you know my fiance, then you would know she doesn't really talk, but when she talks, what she says sometimes can come off like, whew, like harsh, like, oh my goodness. But since I've taken the time to prioritize the role in which she plays in my life and understand the benefits that she brings into my life, I'm able to look at what she says and I'm able to interpret it in the correct way. I'm able to look at what she's offering me and understanding that it may not be the way that I've decided, or the way that I know or I feel that these things should be done, or how it should be interpreted, or how it should make us feel. But it's her way, and it doesn't make it a not as good way or a less better way. But because of me taking the time to prioritize and blah, 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 then I'm able to fully understand how this benefits me. Now, that's not to say that you are to allow someone to treat you a certain way just because you've decided that it benefits you. So that brings me to one more thing about how you can live your best life. And it goes into understanding people's role in your life, but it also goes into understanding the control that you have over other people's roles in your lives. Okay. So you are the one who holds all the power of your life. You hold all the power and all the control over how things are going to go. You can control. I'm going to end on that last part. I'm not going to talk about that because it's going to make me laugh. But you can control pretty much as many possible factors in your life that you may even realize. And one of those things is the way people are and the way that the role that they play in your life, and that includes the way that people treat you. So I know we've all heard that, do unto others as you want done unto yourself, but I prefer the platinum rule, which is treat people in which the way you want to be treated, not the way they want to be treated, the way that you would want to be treated. Nope, excuse me, scratch that. The platinum rule is treat people the way in which they want to be treated, which is understanding how different everyone is and how different everyone's needs are, and how I can hand you a piece of paper one way and you can interpret it completely different because of based on how I've done it and based on, how you would like to be treated or how you may have wanted that thing to happen. Now, when you are understanding your power and how you can control what people bring into your life, you also need to understand that you can control the way in which people, or the way in which you are treated. And that starts with how you feel about yourself, what you've decided that you deserve, the amount of respect that you've decided you deserve, the amount of love you've decided you deserve, and making sure that once you've decided that you are going to be holding yourself to this level of accountability, and that this is what you deserve, that it has to be across the board. And you cannot allow other people to treat you anything less or do anything less into you that you deserve based on what you have decided for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with making a decision to say that someone can't be in your life or that someone can't be a part of a certain situation that you have going on. You can't invite a certain person to a party, and that's taking control over someone else's role over in your life. That's taking control over how you are being treated, how your energy is going to be at a certain place, how your energy is even going to be in your home. You can decide that you can have someone that might be your best friend, and you can go, because of the power I have over my life, my best friend is not allowed in this certain room in my house. And maybe it could be their energy, and maybe it could be the way that they've talked about that room, or it could be whatever it can be. But when you make that decision, you are setting a boundary and you are telling yourself, I have this power that I can say that this person cannot do this to me because I've decided that they cannot do this to me. And then finally, the last tip on living your best possible life and with the best purpose, and it's the biggest lesson, the simplest lesson, one of the hardest lessons for me, and one that I'm still learning, and one that I laughed for about 10 minutes to myself yesterday, at how amazing this tip is and how so many of us mess this up. And here it is. You can literally feel however you want to feel. When you're sad, you can choose to put on a sad movie and let that sadness go on. You can choose to feel however you want to feel. But yet, some of us still choose to be unhappy. So the best tip that I can possibly give you is to just make a decision that you want to be happy. Choose to be happy and then live a happy life with no excuses, but I'll be happy tomorrow. No, you can be happy today. And you can make the decision right now that you're going to have a happy life, no matter what diseases are going on in the world, no matter what sicknesses, no matter what deaths happen, no matter what goes on. You can still just choose to be happy. And it's free. It's actually simple. It's really super easy. You don't have to pay anyone to smile. You don't have to go anywhere to laugh. You don't have to change anything about yourself to be happy if you just decide that you want to be happy and you're going to be happy. And It is literally as simple as that. There really is no explanation needed. You want to be happy, you want to live the best possible life, then just do that. It's you can, that's it. You could just literally just do that. Like, and it's funny because it is so difficult, because a lot of us just don't. I mean, I'm here to be honest, and I know that I'm still working on it. I can tell you that the most important, woman in my life has to tell me, like, why are you choosing to not just be happy when you can choose to be happy? So, and I'm still learning that. And so I'm not telling you guys that tip with no explanation, like, because you should know. Because no, it's hard, but because you just literally got to figure it out on your own. I literally had this woman telling me this all the time, and yesterday, out of nowhere, just while she was in the shower, was outside the shower cracking up to myself at the fact that I choose to be upset. I choose to be sad. Because I don't have to do it. You don't have to cry. You don't have to be miserable. You don't have to let the news bring you down, but you can if you choose to have it be that way. So that's it. That's all. I definitely talked more than I expected to. You guys see my tail? Hold on, let me show you guys my tail, because I've already made this video. Well, look at that. Woo! Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you haven't read my blog, I did do just started a new series called A Series of Letters. I did a letter to my fiance, and then I'm going to be doing a letter to either my grandmother or my mom this week. Tomorrow. I think. I need to see when I did the letter to my fiance, and then if it's been 7 days, then I'm going to do the next letter on that day. And then I have merch up on my shop, which is on Etsy, which is Powerful Shop. And yeah, and my blog is at agirlandherflowers.com. And so please make sure that you are following me on my social media. At the end of my 30 days of happiness, I am going to be doing a giveaway. So I'm just excited about that. And I'm excited about really pushing into April as good as possible, because we are all going to enjoy the rest of this year. We are going to live our best lives at our fullest potential, as happy as we possibly can. And until next time, mwah.